This is AC Stoller, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel. And I just finished this movie with I just finished this movie called Jumper, and it's an interesting movie. I enjoyed it. I'll be right back. And as me finishing this movie, this is made by the same people that did Born Identity and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Um, the directors of Born Identity and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Um, this movie has Samuel L. Jackson in it with Christian Hutcherson in it from Star Wars fame, um, or you could call him Anakin. You have Anakin in here, and you have Mace Windu in here playing opposite roles. He's the hero, and Samuel Jackson's the villain, trying to take him down because Samuel Jackson's character believes that only people who can have this power to jump place to place or be at all at place at once is God. And it's, I mean, in the biblical sense, that is very true. But he has a power, he can jump place to place, and he discovers it when he's a teenager, and then his life is not going so well with his dad and stuff like that. His dad was also in like a lot of different movies. He was also in like Suicide Squad and stuff like that. Um, and he discovers his power, and then he gets money from the bank. He jumps from a into a bank and gets all the money and gets all his money that he possibly can in New York City, and then he moves into a big apartment. But before then, when he discovers his powers, he was given the girl he likes in high school, Millie. Great name. Um, because I have a best friend named Millie. And she's an amazing, awesome girl. But this girl in here is also named Millie. I don't know if her it's short for I don't know here if it's short for Melissa or whatever, or her name's just Millie completely. Um, but it gives Millie his her gives Millie her present because she's in high school. She wanted to travel all around the world, and it's a snow globe of Paris, and then the town's bully, throws it in the frozen lake, and then goes after it to give it back to her, and he gets stuck in the lake, and then Millie and every one of his Millie and every one of his high school friends all thought he was dead, but he just jumped into a library, and that's when he discovered his powers, and then he got money from the bank because he moved out from his dad's house, went to New York, and discovered that he can take money without people knowing, seeing, and that's how Samuel Jackson got involved with him. And he teams up with another jumper, and he finds out there's more jumpers out there when he gets reconnected with Millie when they're a little bit older. And I forgot his character's name. Um, David Rice. His name is David Rice. Hayden Christensen. There we go. Um, aka Anakin. But he plays David Rice. David Rice discovers there's other people out there like him, but also comes to the price because, yeah, Samuel Jackson's character has been hunting them down. He finds out his mom is also a Paladin. They call Samuel Jackson's character is a Paladin. People that want to take out their powers and everything. I think this movie's fantastic. It's kind of like a superhero based movie. They even mention to the other he mentions the other jumper like let's do a Marvel team up and like limited run, and they're like, yeah, and this is before Marvel even made Marvel movies, because I can tell, because I mean, Hayden Christensen was known for Star Wars, and so is Samuel Jackson. So you have Samuel Jackson and Hayden Christensen in a movie that's not Star Wars, and then they mentioned Marvel, and Marvel hasn't done a movie yet, or maybe Marvel has done a movie at this time, and that's the reason why they mentioned it. But um And it's very clear because this movie seems like it was made before that because if it's Born Identity, directors of Born Identity, Mrs. Smith, then I know at that time there was no Marvel movies being made at that time. So I'm assuming it's just because the characters David Rice and the other guy read some Marvel comics when they were younger, and and I know Star Wars was being made, so that's one thing. But it's an interesting thing. They can jump to wherever they want, and then he gets his girlfriend Millie involved, and Millie is in for the ride. And Millie also kind of he kind of breaks things out with Millie because he gets in trouble with this other jumper, and then Samuel Jackson involves her in it towards the end, and she kind of realizes now the truth about him because he says he was a baker when he met her again for Homecoming, but it's Homecoming, but then pretty much basically he's a jumper. He can jump to wherever he wants, and he has a superpower that can do that. And Samuel Jackson's character doesn't believe that he should have it. And then his mom left him because he mom is also just like Samuel Jackson, and he jumped when he was 5 years old, and she had choice either to kill him or leave, and she left. And I think this movie is pretty cool. I mean, the fact that I've been watching some like Push was like a superhero based movie with uh with Chris Evans, and this with Christian Harris with Hayden Christensen, Samuel Jackson, right after Star Wars or during Star Wars. And it's funny how the roles are reversed. Like he is the good guy, still wearing black. I mean, still wearing kind of black colors, but still the good guy, and doesn't turn evil in this at all. But the good guy, then Samuel Jackson plays the opposite, plays the bad guy in this. And it's very interesting to me because in Star Wars, Hayden Christensen plays a complicated character named Anakin that he's dangerously flirting with the dark side and also still on the light side, but dangerously flirting with the dark side. And then you have Samuel Jackson's character that's a full-on Jedi and does everything right. But in this movie, he does everything. Okay, I need to get rid of these jumpers because God's the only one that can have this power. And then he's just learning how to use his powers and discovering what he can do with his powers. And he doesn't really want to let that go. But he survives. Um, and then first, and when I first saw Hayden Christensen and Samuel Jackson's characters first time together on screen in this movie, they're in his apartment and is wondering how he got, I was just wondering how he got all this money without even like going, you know, getting all this money out of the bank without going through doors and anything. And he tries to open the door for me. He's like, it's been a long time since he didn't open up a door, right? And they have a fight, and he electrocutes him with this like a stick thing that's like wires in it and electrocutes them. And it's kind of funny how that happens in this movie because the first time they're on screen, I just laugh because it's like the last time I saw Hayden Christensen fight Samuel Jackson was in Star Wars, and he pretty much went against him and pretty much pushed him off the fought like pretty much pushed him off the ledge of off the window of the futuristic world in Star Wars, and now Samuel Jackson's beating him up. I guess it's for simply revenge. I guess maybe it might be revenge for what he did for him in Star Wars, but that's the last time I saw them, face off with each other. So it's pretty interesting. I highly recommend seeing this movie if you haven't seen this movie already. Jumper is a really, really good movie. I'm surprised I didn't see this movie in theaters as well. I would probably enjoy this if I saw this in theaters, also. And I probably would own it by now on Blu-ray. Same thing with Push, own it on Blu-ray by now. But I own these two movies now at the age of 34, and I'm surprised I didn't watch these when I was like a teenager, preteen, or whatever. I'm pretty sure they were out there. I just didn't. recognize him because I was again watching the rise of Star Wars, superhero movies, probably animated movies, and this had everything a superhero movie has in it. Same thing as Push had everything a superhero movie does have in it. So I don't know why I didn't watch these before, and I'm going to go back and watch this movie and Push because they're very interesting movies, and you probably can rewatch those and see things. You probably rewatch these two movies like Jumper and Push um and see new things in it every single time that you did not see before. And all that stuff. So it's like it's kind of an interesting thing. Um, and I enjoyed this movie. I hope there's a sequel to it because they ended up like the end of the movie where his mom's like, "Yes, I'm a jumper." He's like, "I'm a jumper and you're Paladin." Yeah, well, I'm gonna give you she's like, "I'm gonna give you a head start because I love you." So if there is a part two, let's hope Henry Christensen is in it because I know he did like Ahsoka. He returned back in Ahsoka as Anakin, and he returned back as Anakin slash Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. So hopefully he can return back into a sequel to this. I don't really see too much movies with him in it. I need to research Hayden Christensen's career, but I don't see too much movies with him in it. I see a lot of movies with Samuel Jackson though. I mean, you have Star Wars, one thing, you have him as Nick Fury as for Avengers and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting um when you see Samuel Jackson in the movie because he's been in a lot of different movies and then he's also two main things people know him from the Star Wars and the Avengers so and then also one movie with Quentin Tarantino with the ham the I mean the Royal with Cheese so people know him from that movie as well. So Samuel Jackson's well known. Hayden Christensen's also well known, but I don't know a lot of movies he's been in. I need to research his career, and then I probably need to figure out what other movies he's been in besides Star Wars, because all I can reference for him is Star Wars. So now I got Jumper. So Jumper's great. So I highly recommend seeing Jumper. Highly recommend seeing Supergirl before it comes out in theater. Before it gets out of theaters on July 28th. You still have some time. July 28th is when it's going to be out of theaters. So see Supergirl when you have the chance. Um, Push is a good one if you can find Push anywhere with Chris Evans in it. Um, get Hamilton on Blu-ray because that's a very good film and play. And just see Supergirl again. I have to say to see Supergirl again because that's also a really good movie. So, anyways, this has been Jumper. If you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and deuces.